Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Thunderbolts. It's going to be another daily dose of Dismal Disney because now they're saying that the Thunderbolts is actually going to do less money than Captain America 4.
Well, but that's actually a win compared to Snow White.
That's true. That's true. So we're gonna talk about this, what the projections are. Now, this one, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I had no hope for it whatsoever. I saw the trailer and I don't think it looks bad.
I don't think it looks bad either.
It,
Looks
it just
better than Captain America 4, better than Snow
yeah.
White.
Yeah, it looked a lot better than Captain America 4. I mean, but it does feel like something that, again, probably should be on Disney Plus. It's all the
Well,
leftovers.
that's what I was going to say. I think the problem it's going to face is the fact that, except for a few characters that you've seen in movies before, a lot of the characters on here are going to be, well, who's that? If you didn't watch the different shows on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. If you didn't watch some of the things on Disney Plus, you might not know who they are. And I think that might bite them in the butt. At least they have a background where you can watch them ahead of time, unlike the Eternals, where they just threw everybody into a blender and then hope for the best. We know how that went. So
Yeah.
it could go either way, if I'm being honest.
So let's talk about this, and we're going to talk about where Captain America: Brave New World is right now. A little bit of a spoiler: it's not at 200 million domestic yet. Has not good. Remember how they're like,
No.
"Oh my gosh, guys! Over the weekend, it did like $100 million. It's a huge hit." Yeah, and then everybody went to go see it. They wanted to go see it, and then it just dropped off a cliff.
I think people like word of mouth too. They're like, no.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming out on digital already, which is
Hmm.
crazy. And I'm kind of looking at it like maybe I'll check it out on digital, but it just felt like a Disney Plus thing. Like I wasn't
Well, they
really
aren't
interested.
announcing when Disney Plus is going to do it yet because they want you to go buy the digital copy, buy the physical copy. So
Hmm.
they aren't saying, oh, it's coming to Disney Plus on this day yet.
Yeah, I'm guessing a month or two after digital, but they rush. I mean, we're talking 2 months. It's already on digital. Like they need to make some money back on this thing. Anyway, let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, what's interesting is they're already kind of like, I'm not seeing as much promotion for the Thunderbolts as I am for Fantastic Four. It's like they're just stepping over this one.
Yeah, and I don't honestly know how either one's going to do. I think Fantastic Four is a better chance than the Thunderbolts, but then again, we're not seeing a lot either. So I'm not even going to try to guess what's going to happen at this point because I honestly don't know. I think they both might not do great.
I think people are just done with Marvel. And if like, look, if these movies, these next couple movies do not do well, nobody's going to go see Doomsday.
Probably not, because they're
Yeah.
they're banking on that's just that they're announcing Doomsday casting, and they were it's all the Thunderbolts. It's all like
Kate Bishop,
the,
I guess, just got announced too. Like,
yeah, all the
oh,
the X-Men and stuff, and it's just like they're banking on you. I think I think they're doing that, and they're making the big announcement the way they did. Well, it wasn't big. It was just, you know what I mean, because they wanted to be like, oh, the Thunderbolts are going to be in this. So if you want to know what's going on, you need to go to this movie, kind of like what they
yeah.
did with Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And I don't think this movie is going to be pivotal. I mean, Fantastic Four, obviously, actually feels like Fantastic Four is going to be the course correction, like the reset. But if that one lands with a thud, then it's over. Like nobody's going to care. You can't make a movie about Doctor Doom if nobody cares about Fantastic Four.
No.
So this coming from Superhero Hype. Thunderbolts box office tracking below Captain America 4's opening weekend. Ouch. It's not good. So what are the opening projections? According to the Hollywood Reporter, Thunderbolts is currently eyeing an opening weekend in the 63 million to 77 million range,
Right.
with a target number of 70 million.
Well, I know the tickets just went on sale like a couple days ago. Like you could do the pre-sale tickets. They just opened up just a bit ago.
Disney insiders say there's plenty of room for growth, knowing that the film's ragtag team of anti-heroes and villains are making their appearance on the big screen for the first time. Yeah, they're old Disney Plus leftovers. So they aren't a known property. Advanced ticket sales, which commenced earlier this week, are on the slow side so far. The studio says the response to the film has been strong among those treated to early screenings, as well as among theater owners who saw footage. Well,
Okay, but that's like a limited number of people, and they don't let you talk about it.
no. So this is where two things can be true at the same time. You can have an objectively good movie do terrible at the box office,
Hmm.
and you can have an objectively bad movie do very well at the box office. See also Minecraft. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're just because the movie's good and people want to correlate. I think having the movie being good is only part of the equation. And I mean, people will go see it if it's a good movie, but there are some great movies I can think of in the last, 5-10 years that got passed over by audiences because of whatever reason, the marketing or just, people weren't interested. They didn't understand it. I think about the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, which I loved. And a lot of people didn't go see it because they didn't like the first Suicide Squad movie.
Right. And,
Right.
that
So,
happens,
yeah.
and a lot of people just didn't like it, and that's fine too. But just because some people who saw the screeners and some people who saw it at CinemaCon say it's good doesn't mean it's good, but doesn't mean it's bad either. It might be great. You just have to convince the audience to go. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Now, I thought the trailers looked funny. They
Yeah.
looked fun. But again, I'm familiar with all those characters. Somebody else might be like, who the hell is that? I haven't watched a Marvel movie in a while. Who's that, and that? Why do I want
Yeah.
to go see the No Name Squad? Because I did that with the Eternals, and look what happened there.
Yeah. It was weird with the Eternals. So, we go to the Disney theme parks and they were actually trying to educate people on who the hell the Eternals were from the comic books years before the movie came out. Because they announced the Eternals and people were like, oh, this is like another group like X-Men or whatever. It's like, no, even by comic book standards, the Eternals are pretty obscure. So, and they took a lot of liberties with the movie, and then the movie was boring. But they're saying this, according to comicbook.com, this puts it on par with movies released during the pandemic. Black
Oh,
Widow.
that's not good.
Yeah, Shang-Chi and Eternals.
Oh, hey, Shang-Chi. I got to say something about that real quick. So we have Simu Liu out there doing
Oh,
an
yeah.
interview, and he was like basically throwing Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland under the bus. He's like, oh, I wasn't really told he was going to be in the movie with us, next Avengers film, and that I wasn't really told. I was kind of surprised everybody else when they were making the announcements because they don't tell us anything because Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo ruined it for all of us. I was like, dude, that's a guy who's always shooting his mouth off constantly and making people pissed.
Yeah, so I have to wonder if, no, they're not telling you, Simu. They're not telling you.
I just think he's an
Just you.
arrogant tool, and he's always out there being a douchebag and causing
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't tell you anything either. Heck, I'd replace you, but that's just me.
Yeah, not that anybody's gonna miss him in the movie anyway. It's like,
I mean,
but
I
yeah,
like Shang-Chi. I liked it. I didn't think
it
it was
was
that
okay.
bad.
It was all right.
We said we were actually gave it a fairly decent review, and then he still was like, "Oh, these haters," and put our picture on. I'm like, "Up yours, asshole!" And after that, he's nothing but like he just constantly the ego. The undeserved arrogance of this person just astounds me every time he opens his mouth. But now he was throwing, Mark Ruffalo can be thrown over the bus and run over a few times, and that's fine. But Tom Holland too, because they leaked stuff and it caused us problems, and I'm sure it
Yeah.
did. But you don't go on an interview and say that.
Yeah, that's douchey. I mean, but
What's
again,
douchey?
this is a guy who had a meltdown over boba tea because of
I know. I was thinking about
cultural appropriation, and it turned out whatever. Anyway. They're saying, hey, people might go see it because they think they have to go see it because some
I
of these
think
people are
so.
going to be in doomsday.
That's what I didn't even read that. That's what I said earlier. I think they're trying to set it up. That's why they made a big deal. Like before Thunderbolts came out, we're going to announce all these people. We were keeping it under wraps, guys. And we're going to announce all these people for Doomsday. And here's all the Thunderbolts characters are announced. So if you want to know what their deal is, you have to go watch the movie. And I think that was intentional. I have zero doubt it was intentional.
Yeah. I mean, this is the one thing I've hated about Marvel since they decided to, connect everything is every movie, every show is just a commercial for the next movie or show. And there's nothing feels complete. Nothing feels self-contained. Like that was a good self-contained superhero movie. It's like, oh no. This is the build up for the next thing, which is going to be the build up for the next thing. And 5 years from now, we're going to have a big crossover event. It's just like comic books. It's just like modern comics. Like Secret Wars, the comic book series, when it came out, was an anomaly to have a big, massive event like this. And they did it with, Crisis on Infinite Earths and DC. And those things were anomalies. Occasionally you'd have heroes cross over with one another in the comics, but for the most part, you could pick up a comic book and it was kind of a self-contained thing. And then they're just like, oh no, every floppy comic book now is just a commercial for the big event we're going to do at the end of this year. We do an event every year, and it's a reset and all new number ones.
I think you can build and build and build towards something big, but people by the time you get there get numb, and then it's a letdown, and then you don't want to do it again.
I can't even field anymore. You spent too much time down there
Right,
building it up.
exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then it's like, that's it.
Now
And
I'm
then it was
yawning.
like, I don't want to do it
I
again.
just want to take a nap. I just want to take a nap. There's no follow through, and now
I'm
I'm
not
just sleepy.
wrong. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go to sleep uncomfortably, mind you, but I'm going to go to sleep right now. Captain America: Brave New World, according to Cosmic Book News, embarrassingly has not hit 200 million domestic. So that is true. It's
yeah, it's like
getting
at
there.
400 something globally.
That's not good.
No. Well,
But
no, I mean the budget was lower, I think, than like Snow White, for example. But I
oh
don't know.
yeah,
They keep trying to say it was, but I'm like, was it though? Because they supposedly held this reshoots and brought people in and redid the story. So I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to come out being closer to Snow White than not. Would not be surprised. Let's put it that way, because they did a lot to it that they claim they didn't, but they actually did.
Yeah, I think part of the reason they hide it is, one, I think they're kind of juggling the books a little bit and pushing some of the budget from one thing to another division or whatever, which Disney does often. But also, I think they don't want to freak the investors out. Like,
It
oh,
comes out eventually, though.
yeah, it comes out eventually, but after that quarter or after that year, earnings call. But they don't want them to freak out and be like, yeah, guys, we have literally burnt like $1 billion on flops this year. Invest in Disney. We've got this bright future ahead of us. And then they'll always point to the successes. Like, never mind the Captain America, never mind the Snow White. Inside Out 2 did
I
good.
was just thinking the exact same thing before you said it. If you hadn't said it, I was going to.
We had
Inside Out
hits
2
like,
did well.
yeah, we have Inside
Moana
Out 2.
2.
Moana 2 did good. So we're gonna make more 2s. You like 2s, right? You like 3s, 4s. We got the 5th Toy Story coming. It would be weird if Toy Story would have gone in a different direction, just made Andy like some asshole toy collector, like toy hoarder.
Comes
And
full circle.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. I don't understand Toy Story 3. He gives Woody away to this little girl he barely knows, knowing Woody's worth a freaking small fortune, and he could have put himself through college by selling Woody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
But
saying.
no, he just gives his wood away.
He just gives it away. It's like it made no damn sense. Anyway, this movie's not doing good. It's coming out on digital. This one's
Yeah, I
probably
think
not
it's out
going
on
to do
digital
good.
like next week, and then it's out on like I think DVD and Blu-ray or whatever in May. Like
They still
18th or
make
something.
those.
Yeah, apparently they're gonna have
Use
a
them as a
steelbook.
coaster.
They even have a special Walmart edition that when you open it up, it's gonna be a pop-up with a big giant cherry tree and Red Hulk. And I'm serious. I am completely serious.
Boy, you open that thing up, Red Hulk just springs right out, right in your face.
Right. And you're still waiting to get to that, build up.
You're building up to Red Hulk. Yeah, I love
There's
how
the
they
point
were
where-
going to hide Red Hulk, and then they're like, crap, we got to get some butts and seats. Okay, Harrison Ford's the Red Hulk, guys. You
Well,
like that?
They leaked it because it got pushed back so much.
Yeah.
The toys were coming out because they couldn't stop them. They had deals with McDonald's. They had deals with toy companies. And even if the movie gets pushed back, the toys are still scheduled to release.
It's like I loved it when I remember it was like a minor kerfuffle on the Star Wars forums when the Phantom Menace came out, and the soundtrack dropped, and they had one of the tracks
names,
was
yeah,
it was like the death of Qui-Gon Jinn. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
'Cause
I know.
it was out like a month before the movie was out, but I was like, well, I guess Liam Neeson's not coming back for the next one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I don't know what to say. I mean, the trailer looked okay. It might be a fun movie, but I mean, you got to separate the quality and the entertainment value of the movie from the amount of money it's projected to make.
I
in
do
some
think
cases.
people were actually kind of excited about this one, so who knows? It might do better than they expected. I don't know. I do know the excitement for this one was a lot more than the excitement for Captain America.
Yeah, because Bucky's ass.
I mean, if they put Bucky in Captain America, we would have had a different story. But
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I guarantee you, if they had made Bucky Captain America,
well, I'm not saying he had to be Captain America, but even in the movie, it would have been good.
yeah.
That's how you left it. Like they're buddies or partners, and now he's off doing his own thing because they need someone to carry this one probably. But
Pretty much.
the interest on this one for Thunderbolts was actually pretty good from what I've seen people talking about. They said they wanted to see any of them was probably this one. So we'll see. It might pay off. I just think people are tired of it. So
Yeah,
will
that's
tell.
just it. Marvel fatigue. Superheroes are out. Video games are in, right?
Pretty much.
That's what we're going to do. All right. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.